hey, welcome to the show. Secondhand blasters, let's go. Gonna break it down, piece by piece. Nerf's got a secret we'll release.
What is up, Nerf Nation? It is your boy Mythical, and I am here with a blaster review. And today we're going to be talking about the sheer awesomeness that is the blaster of the year. I am talking about the worker Kunlun. Yes, Kunlun, spelled K-U-N-L-U-N. It is pronounced Kunlun, not Kunlun, as some people want to pronounce it. It is worker's latest offering. Now, this blaster was actually announced towards the beginning of October 2024, and it actually hit online retailers at right around early November 2024 for pre-orders, and finally delivered stateside at the end of November. Now, those of you who actually ordered from Out of Darts, you saw the pre-order go up right around the tail end of October. You probably did not get your blasters until, I want to say, mid to late December, right before Christmas. That is because Out of Darts did not get their pallet until then. It was stuck in shipping and customs limbo, but there were a couple of you who got them beforehand. I believe that the earliest review on this blaster I saw from a stateside reviewer was right around Thanksgiving week, or actually just before Thanksgiving. Because of that, I want to address one thing. Just to let you all know, there's a lot of fear for people who want to order from a blaster site like M416 Blasters. They say, oh, it's not trustworthy. They don't know. It's a Chinese reseller. Do we really want to trust the Chinese distributors? You know what? I actually happen to know secondhand, technically, that those distributors do work. In fact, I have 2 trusted sources that order from them constantly, and they always get their shipments, usually around 2 weeks after placing the orders. So, that being said, quit the xenophobia. Feel free to use them if you want to get your blasters faster, and the price is right around the same. Now, I am not going to insult Out of Darts because, again, I do trust them for all my blaster needs, especially when I need something fast. Because of the fact that they have it on stock, it's pretty cool, and they can send it to me, them a containment crew. It's much faster to get from New York and from Washington, respectfully, as opposed to having to wait for it to be shipped from China. Now, that being said, when it comes to pre-ordering blasters, that's a different story. This blaster, actually, I have to give a big shout out to and a huge thank you to one of my subscribers, Jonathan Cillian out of Arizona. Thank you so much. Let me tell you, great friend, awesome subscriber as well. You've been one of my original when I was actually below 100 subscribers, and you brought me an awesome Christmas gift. Like, this is amazing, y'all. I can't express my gratitude enough. The fact that one of you actually spent $200+ on me for a blaster for Christmas, that's just fantastic. Let me tell you, I'm touched. I'm trying to fight back tears here because I've always been the type to give to people. In fact, in 2024, I have given approximately $2,200 to $2,500 worth of blasters actually as donations, mainly for the youth to actually be able to play with, and those that are in underserved and underprivileged groups. So yeah, it's kind of nice to actually get something back in return, especially given that this time of year been hitting kind of hard times lately, but I'm not going to deal you with the sad stories. So that being said, I was super excited when I got the notification from John that he was actually sending me this, and I was super stoked when it arrived in the mail. I was going to film an unboxing, but I'm going to be honest with you, some things happened, and I'm going to share that with you really quick, just so you know, because when you order this, if you did order from Out of Darts, I don't want you to be frustrated because it happened to me, and my understanding is that from when I spoke with them, it may have happened with a few others. So this blaster is supposed to be shipped with 2 springs. It's supposed to come with a 1.4 or the low power spring and a 1.6 spring. When I unboxed my blaster, and I don't know if it was Out of Darts, I don't know if it was a worker issue, I am not here to make any judgments, I am just here to inform people. My 1.6 spring was missing. What I can tell you is that the box that was shipped to Out of Darts from worker, it did look like it had been opened up. Now, from my understanding, and I invite any of you who actually has inner knowledge of Out of Darts, My understanding is that Out of Darts would then look at the package, make sure everything is there before shipping it out. And if that's the case, it is entirely possible that when they were going through the package, maybe the 1.6 spring was removed because someone was trying to see what was going on, making sure everything was there, and they forgot to put it back in. And look, that happens. Mistakes can happen, not a problem. Where I do judge people from is how they recover when the mistake is brought to their attention. And in typical Out of Darts fashion, they did splendidly. If you've ever had a problem with Out of Darts before, let me tell you, shoot them an email. Shoot them an email, they're going to do their best to resolve it, and you're going to leave satisfied. That is why I will always shop with Out of Darts, even after the spring was missing on this blaster, because less than 24 hours after I sent an email, I got a response from one of the representatives saying, "Oh my gosh, yes, we understand that a few of those may have been missing. Let me send you one out immediately." Now, this was during the holiday rush of mail carriers, so I expected it to take a while. I did not expect it to arrive within about 4 business days. It got here within 4 business days. So good job Out of Darts when it comes to recovering and scoring the touchdown, because awesome. I now have my blaster and I'm able to do my review. Now, unfortunately, because of where I live in central Ohio, if you've ever dealt with a Midwest winter, you will know that the weather here is atrocious and it's horrible and it's bipolar, and for lack of the better words, cover your ears, little kids, it sucks. So that being said, do not expect to see very much outdoor testing, because as I am speaking right now, it's not snow that it's falling, it's just really cold rain. Now, it is not incredibly cold right now, but it's cold enough for me to say, no, I don't want to catch a cold and get sick. Unfortunately, I just started a new 9-to-5, and the last thing I can afford is to get sick to make a blaster review. So do not expect a distance test. The other thing I'm going to apologize for is this blaster. It is really big. I can only get it on screen here. This blaster, the accuracy on it, I can't really showcase it from inside because my house is not large enough to do a proper accuracy test with regarding this blaster. Plus, Ms. Normatico has said, hell no. I'll tell you why. When you fire this thing, and I'll do a quick little test fire here, it's pretty loud. So I can tell you that the 1.4 spring, and you're going to see it in the chronograph, it is, and this is the low-powered chronograph. This is the low-powered spring, y'all. It goes over 200 FPS. So you're looking at right around the low-power spring is the standard spring for a Nexus Pro X or a Striker 2. Now, when you actually load it up with the Bamboo 2s, which are my preferred darts, it goes a little bit above that. The 1.6 spring, and you're going to see here in the chronograph, and people have already said this, it averages around 300 FPS using worker darts. Of course, I'm going to be showing you something completely different because I test with Bamboo 2s. Again, they are my preferred dart. They're what I like to run, and I want to show you just what you're going to get with those darts. I will also tell you that there is a 1.8 spring available for it. And before I got my 1.6 spring, I had actually ordered a 1.8 spring off of Amazon because at the time that I ordered it, Out of Darts did not carry a 1.8 spring for the Kunlun. So here's the fun fact. You can order it for the Swift off of Amazon. It's about $9.99. It does take a couple of weeks to get here because it is coming from overseas. I believe it's JGC Worker, or it might even be Worker who sent it to you. Now, if you are thinking about doing the same, I'm going to let you know one thing really quick. You are going to have to cut the spring, and also inside the actual plunger rod, there is a plastic spring guide. You can remove that spring guide. It is not necessary. It does not affect the functionality of the blaster. I know, I tested it, and it works still. So, of those things that you take that out, if not, the 1.8 spring is not going to catch, and you can go ahead and use it. Now, I will tell you from knowledge that I've had from people that I've spoken to, the 1.8 spring can cause the catch plate in this blaster to warp, so be careful doing that. Worker is already addressing the issue, is going to be releasing a catch plate that is going to be an upgrade. and that way you can actually run a 1.8 or stronger spring without difficulty. I can tell you from having run the 1.8 spring, the prime is hard, but it is not completely unmanageable. You could probably run it for a round. However, if you don't have a stronger arm, it might be a little hard, and it might get tiring after a while. But let's not talk about modifications. Let's talk about the blaster. The blaster itself, it does come with a baby magazine. It is not in here right now. It is only a 5-round magazine, much similar to what came with the Harrier, and it goes here and does sit flush with this little piece right here. The blaster itself is released in 3 colors. You have the safety orange, a tactical gray, and Arctic white is what I'm calling this one. Yeah, I'm glad that the white was purchased for me, because if I chose to actually paint this with the Arctic or snow camouflage, I can. I may do that in the future, but I'll be honest, I really think it looks sharp with just the white. The most that I might do is actually might put some beauty stripes here in black, just because it looks really fun. Now, Worker does offer an attachment for this blaster. They do offer a bipod. This is not the Worker bipod. That bipod is roughly $24, at least on Out of Darts. This one was $19.99 on Amazon, and it functions just the same. This is made for a real hunting rifle. So it is spring assisted, and it's kind of nice. If you're actually interested in knowing more about this bipod, you can go ahead and shoot me an email, and I will send you a link. The next thing that it actually comes with is this lovely little sniper decorative shroud for your barrel. I will tell you from when I opened this thing, it wants to shift around. So be prepared. You probably have a spare O-ring somewhere. Slap an O-ring on your actual barrel, and you're good to go. That way it stops from sliding. Of course, it does come with a Worker P-car, and that way you can hold it down so it doesn't slide off. So, if you have been a fan of my channel before, you will know that I have promoted the AccuSaber Scar. The AccuSaber Scar could possibly work with this blaster as long as you are using the low spring. If you're using the high-powered spring, you're not going to get the gains from the AccuSaber Scar other than the actual accuracy of it. So, if you're interested, I do recommend visiting Franz Foamworks on Etsy and picking up their AccuSaber Scar. Also, while you're there, pick up the AccuSaber Scar attachment that can fire Mega XL off the tip, and have some fun with the Kunlun. You get a shield breaker and a really high-powered blaster all in one. Now, the blaster itself, it does come with 3 metallic Picatinny rails that you have to attach. The long one up top, one on the right side, and one on the opposite side as well. And you do have the molded Picatinny rail on the bottom where you can place a bipod or a camera if you chose to do so. Whatever you want to do, it is Picatinny. Now, it does not come with this red holographic dot sight. This is my own attachment. I just have a thing for red dots. But it does come with a really cool iron sight that has the fiber optics, so as long as you're in a well-lit area, you're going to get that green glow and have some pretty decent accuracy with the iron sights. I just am a sucker for a red dot, and I actually might put some actual scopes here, because when I tell you that this is a sniper rifle, it's a sniper rifle. I've always said there's no such thing as a Nerf sniper until now. Bolt action. The bolt action, it is pretty smooth. Again, this is the heavy spring, and that works just fine. The 1.4 spring, much easier than that. And the trigger is pretty good. Now, this blaster, it does come with a seal, and it also has a 55 centimeter, I believe it is a 550 millimeter barrel, and it is a threaded Worker barrel. That is possibly one of the first upgrades I'm going to do, because I know from experience with my Harrier that the threaded barrel that is a Curie barrel performs better than the Worker barrel. It just creates a tighter seal for the darts, so you get just a little bit of a performance boost. I hope that I can find one in the same length. That way, this one can really fly. Now, other features of this blaster, of course, you do have the safety that is here. If it is pointing in towards the left side, which is the left side's popped out, the blaster is ready to fire. If you push it from the left and it pops out on the right side, the trigger safety is engaged. It also does have a bunch of screws here that are hex bits. I want to point something out to you because I did record an unboxing, and I will make you laugh now. Normatico's an idiot. Yeah, I know. No, I can call myself an idiot. It's all right. Don't worry. You don't have to tell me in the comments. I already know it. Thanks, guys. Anyways, it does come with a hex key here underneath the blaster. I spent a good 5 minutes looking for this thing because it's like, use the hex key. I'm like, where is it? Where'd you hide it? Now, I have a Worker Phoenix. I know where the hex key's there. I was looking for a similar place here in the actual grip because it is in the foregrip of the Phoenix. That's where they hit it. But I couldn't find it. And I ended up using a hex key from a screwdriver set that I have. And then that was when I found it on the underbelly of the blaster. And I was like, oh, well then. Okay. Know what I feel dumb. Yeah. It also does have a cheek rest up here, and this cheek rest is made out of a hard rubber, and I will tell you, that is comfy. It does not hurt at all to do that, so yeah, feel free to snipe away from distances of 150, almost 200 feet away if you wanted to with somebody. So there you have it. That is the Worker Kunlun overview. I'm excited to show you just what this blaster can perform, or what it can do and what numbers it can get. So let's get to the chronograph test.
Old or new, we'll check the scene. Worth the bucks or just a dream. For kids, for teens, for the keen. We'll test the best you've ever seen. Blast away, day by day. We'll find the ones that played away. Second-hand blasters, you know the name. In this game, we rise to fame. Feel that beat, it's coming in hot. Drums are pumping, hit the spot. Blasters fire, we won't stop. Hey, tune in now, we're on top. Hey. Hey, welcome to the show. Second-hand blasters, let's go, let's go. Gonna break it down, piece by piece. Nerf's got a secret we'll release. Old or new, we'll check the scene. Worth the bucks or just a dream. For kids, for teens, for the keen. We'll test the best you've ever seen. Blast away, day by day. We'll find the ones that played away. Second-hand blasters, you know the name. In this game, we rise to fame. Feel that beat, it's coming in hot. Drums are pumping, hit the spot. Blasters fire, we won't stop. Hey, tune in now, we're on top. Hey. Feel that beat, it's coming in hot. Drums are pumping, hit the spot. Blasters fire, we won't stop. Hey, tune in now, we're on top. Hey. We won't stop. Hey, tune in now, we're on top. Hey, feel that beat, it's coming in hot. Drums are pumping, hit the spot. Blasters fire, we won't stop. Hey, tune in now, we're on top. Hey, hey, we're on top. Hey, hey, we're on top. Hey.
And I'm back with my final thoughts regarding the Worker Kunlun. There you have it, folks. I know it was a short review. I didn't really do an accuracy test. I didn't do a distance test because of the weather. I apologize. Maybe when the weather actually clears up, I'll show you the distance on this thing. Maybe do a short. Stay tuned to my channel. Please give me a like and subscribe in order that way you'll get a notification when it comes out. But Worker made an incredible blaster. There's a reason why this blaster made #1 on my top 10 of 2024. It's a good blaster. There's very little I can say that's wrong with it. Now, I will address one of the things that I found wrong with this blaster. And these are minor inconveniences, okay? Very minor. So, this rubber back piece right here. It is made to come off, and that's fine. I dig that. That way if I have to split the blaster open, I don't have anything in the back that's sealing it together, and that's good. The problem comes into play when it pops off just from normal wear or just normal handling. and it popped off a couple of times while I was actually playing with this blaster. Had I not noticed it, I would have lost it. And that would have been sad face. Insert sad panda face here. Now, I am sure that I am capable of using my 3D printer, of designing something back here to make it thicker and more comfortable, maybe doing it in TPU. But yeah, I kind of like the aesthetic here with just the black and the rubber. So that is my main issue with the blaster. The other issue that I have, and again, I'm not going to be calling out Worker on this one. This is more of a very simple thing. The Picatinny down here, you were already doing metal rails everywhere, okay? And again, please, this is me finding something, not that there's anything wrong with the blaster, but it would have been nice had they actually just gone full metal down here and made it so that you could just attach the Picatinny rail down here as well, just for uniformity. That's the only issue that I have with this blaster, okay? Other than that, it is fantastic. Well, correction, I'm a liar. One more issue that I have with this blaster, and it's not an issue at all. It is more of a personal thing. That's a Normatico thing. This thing's just huge. It is hard to take a good picture with this and get it on camera, you know, because that way you have to actually see my entire body, and no one wants to see my fat butt. But yeah, again, not an issue at all. That's a me thing, not a blaster thing. Worker, y'all knocked it out of the park. Now, I want to talk about the price point because it is a $200 blaster. It is probably the most expensive blaster that I have in my arsenal right now. That is not something you would buy that was 3D printed. Of course, you could probably have to purchase a 3D printed blaster at like $250. Of course, if you own a 3D printer yourself, you can just make it for the hardware kit. Done it before. Now, this being one of the most expensive blasters that I own, I probably would have been hesitant to pull the trigger on it until I actually got to play with it. That being said, is it worth the price of admission? And I always ask myself this question at the end of every review. It is a resounding yes. Absolutely. $200, well worth it. This blaster feels sturdy as heck. It doesn't feel like it's going to break. It feels like it can handle whatever spring load you can actually manage. So, yeah, fantastic product. It is essentially a bolt-action Harrier. That is not a bad comparison, okay? I am not trash-talking my Harrier. I actually have one. You can't see it because it's not in view of the camera, but it is flamingo pink, a dye job that somebody did. I actually was able to purchase that one off of Mercari for like $100. I got the deal of a lifetime because the Harrier still retails right around the 180, almost 200 mark. And the upgrades that came with it would have pushed it right around, I want to say, $300. So I got it for a third of the price. Fantastic. That being said, it is worth the price of admission. Who is this blaster for? Well, I'll tell you what, it is not for an 8-year-old. No. It's even not for a 10-year-old or an 11-year-old. It is for a 14-year-old. A 14-year-old could manage this, gladly. A 13-year-old should be right there okay with it. I would not put it in the hands of anybody younger because, again, this is a really powerful blaster, and it's not a matter of if they can prime it, because it's not a very hard prime. It's a matter of, are they mature enough to do right with this blaster? So if you are a parent looking to buy a high-powered blaster for your child, ask yourself this question. Is my kid smart enough? Are they emotionally mature enough to actually own what I would classify not a toy blaster, but more like a non-lethal subsonic 50 cal blaster, you know, because that's essentially what it is. Because when you are hitting roughly 300, 350, maybe even capable of hitting 400 FPS, it's no longer a toy. So please, be responsible before you purchase this for a young one. Ask yourself this question, are they going to hurt somebody with it? Now, for Worker's part, they even give you stickers to put on this blaster, and that is, warning, do not aim at people's faces or animals. So, for those of you crazy people out there that like to shoot at small little critters in their yard, don't blast at squirrels with this thing. Yeah, I think you actually might hurt the squirrel. So, yeah. Nobody wants to hurt the tree rats. I want to thank you all for watching Secondhand Blasters. If you actually like this review, please give me a like and subscribe. I do appreciate it. My plan is to hopefully hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2025. Until next time, keep on blasting.
We won't stop. Hey! Tune in now.